Hey guys, Mike here from Big Outdoors. Today we're going to talk about a topic that a lot of guys they don't talk about, and it's not something that's really mentioned on a lot of YouTube channels. So I started last year tracking fish catches just using an Excel sheet. So I want to show you guys exactly what I mean. So the first thing you want to do is launch Google Sheets, Excel sheet, whatever you have for a program that will accomplish this. You can do it honestly on pen and paper as well, but I recommend digitizing it, and I'll show you why in just a second. So, to be honest, you can put as much detail or as little detail as you want, but the more detail you do, the better off you are. So let's do lake, wind direction, weather, fish size, bait, bait color, and we'll just do notes for now. You can do a lot of different types of stuff, but I just want to show you guys some examples. So then when I'm fishing, what I'll do, I open up, there's usually all kinds of note programs. You can even talk to your phone and dictate to it so that you know. For me, because I'm using YouTube and I always have a camera, I just say it to the camera and then I have it for later. So we're just going to fill in a few of these. So we'll say I caught a fish on Champlain, southwest wind, it was sunny, fish size was 16 inches, bait was a jig, black blue, can't type today, and notes caught on ledges. Right? Then you go back down, you say I caught the next fish on Bombazine, and it was a north wind, it was cloudy, caught that fish was 15 inches on crankbait. We'll say perch colored and stop, go, retrieve. You can kind of get the idea. Now, why is this significant? Well, once you get a whole bunch of these, what you can do with an Excel sheet, click here and click here. This lets you filter your results. So now why that's valuable is if I want to go fishing today and there's a north wind, well, I can limit my search to just a north wind. Here, let me get you guys a little bit bigger view here. So I can limit myself to clear this out, just a north wind. So now I have all the places that I caught fish on a north wind. And if the weather was cloudy or sunny, you can kind of get the idea that I can filter this down to just specific circumstances to pick my place that I'm going to fish. The other thing you can do when you don't want to just filter it is you can organize it alphabetically. So you can actually choose this A to Z. Or you can even go as far as only look for fish you caught on jigs or crankbaits. When you get real technical, you can actually do graphing and other data. So this is the kind of stuff you can use once you know how to do this, and you can YouTube this. There's a lot of tutorials, but you can graph the data. So like for example, I have all this data combined. So I have PowerNet was 34% of my fish catches. Size by month, the month that I caught the biggest fish was actually the month of July, which was crazy because I didn't think that that would have been the case. I would have suspected that it was actually August because it's later in the year. But for some reason, that's the month I did the best at. Another one that we can look at is size by bait. So this one surprised me because the chatterbait was actually bigger than the jig, which I would have suspected jig had my bigger fish. You guys kind of get the point, is that I can literally get all of this information just from charting data, just from doing little things like this right here. So I can get all that information simply by just writing down when I catch a fish. The more detail you have, the more information that you're able to filter it down to. So I know that this is probably going to sound tedious, right? I've got to write this down every time I catch a fish. I hate writing stuff down. Personally, I don't like doing it. But once I got in the habit, here's some benefits. One, I'm able to take my sheet, look at the weather for tomorrow when I'm going fishing, and go, okay, there's supposed to be a northeast wind, it's supposed to be cloudy. What lake should I fish? Well, I can filter my results down. Okay, cool. These 5 lakes. Okay, now which of these lakes am I catching bigger fish at? I can see that right there. Okay, cool. You know what? This is the lake because it's got bigger fish and the conditions match. And with that data, you can go, oh, I catch a lot of fish with jigs here, so I should bring some jigs. When it comes to documenting them, pull up a notes app on your phone. I'm going to show you guys something. There's a little icon. You see that little microphone? If you tap that microphone, as I talk to my phone, it's going to record everything I say and type it out. So when you're out there in the water, hit that button, say, I caught a 16-inch bass on a black blue jig, and you don't even have to really gather the wind speed and all that stuff. You can gather that after the fact when you get home and log this. Just get the basics of what you need, what retriever you used, what bait you used, where you caught it, if you want to do location, all that stuff. Talk to your phone, put it in there as a note, do that for each fish catch. I'm telling you, it will really, really help you to save money and not buy a wall full of baits that you don't use. It'll help you to catch more fish, and it will help you to decide where you should fish based on weather conditions. I hope this information helps you guys out. Hopefully, it will get you more fish. It'll save you some money, and I really, really recommend taking the plunge to do it. It's tedious, it's annoying, but once you get in the habit of doing it, it becomes part of the routine, and it really does help a ton. I want to thank you guys for coming along with me. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and as always, let's get out there, catch more fish.